Huh? Long time no see. Still the unimpressive regular employee. You hadn't changed a bit in 3 years. Breaking up was the right choice. As soon as she saw me, my ex-girlfriend, Erica, walked towards me with a mean smile. Then, she pulled the arm of the man next to her closer. This guy, he's my fiancé and the next president of this company. He's wealthy and very respectable. Quite different from you. Erica looked down on me with a triumphant gaze. But I knew the truth. His real identity. The secret he was hiding. And a major scandal that would shake the company was about to unfold. My name is Ethan, 28 years old. Ever since I was young, I've loved video games and wanted to work in game development. The best part of video games is playing cooperatively with friends. That's where I felt my passion. It might be embarrassing to say at nearly 30 years old, but I couldn't let go of my passion for games, so I made a bold move and switched jobs to work at a game company a year ago. I'm doing the job I wanted and feeling fulfilled every day. Ethan, good work today. How about some coffee? This is Ms. Long, my supervisor. Since she was my mentor when I joined, she still takes good care of me, a kind senior colleague. She's quite beautiful, and I've secretly had feelings for her. Ms. Long, thanks for your hard work too. Thank you for the coffee. I'll gladly accept. I received a steaming hot coffee from Ms. Long and took a sip. It's coffee with plenty of milk and sugar, just the way I like it. The coffee you make is really delicious. Thank you. That's good to hear. You like it with lots of milk and sugar, right? I remembered that. I felt a thrill knowing that Ms. Long remembered how I like my coffee. I've had feelings for Ms. Long for half a year. It's about time I told her how I feel. I'm going to confess my feelings to her soon. I resolved in my heart and finished my coffee. A few days later, as I was walking down the office hallway to go to the bathroom, I ran into a familiar figure. Huh? You're that guy from back then. There's no mistaking it. The man who stole my ex-girlfriend. He turned around, and our eyes met. What? Why are you at this company? He looked at me, seemingly flustered, and then averted his gaze awkwardly. I changed jobs. I've always wanted to work in game development. I had no idea you worked at this company too. Well, I'm busy, so I'll see you around. Watching him hastily leave, I felt a sense of discomfort. He was there when my ex-girlfriend, Erica, broke up with me. I remembered being belittled and insulted, feeling unpleasant. I thought he would throw a couple more insults my way, but he didn't say anything. Rather, he left as if he was escaping. Though I found his behavior odd, I didn't think much of it and let it go. That night, unexpectedly reuniting with the man who took Erica away made me reminisce about 3 years ago. I met Erica at a volleyball club for adults, which I had joined as a hobby. Ethan, you're here today too. I'm so happy. Would you like to be on the same team? Erica was a charming woman with a friendly demeanor, who admired me. Shortly after, she confessed, and we started dating. We went to various places together, like aquariums, amusement parks, and trendy cafes downtown. Our relationship was going smoothly, and I was happy. Hey, Ethan, you said your dad runs a real estate company, right? One day, while we were dining at a restaurant, Erica asked. My father owned a successful real estate company. Our family home was a spacious house designed by a famous architect, and we were a wealthy family. Yay, that's right. He's doing pretty well, even bragged about the new car he just bought. I showed Erica a photo of the new car my father had sent me. It was a luxury foreign car, custom designed down to the last detail. Wow, what a nice car. Amazing. Ethan, you're going to take over the family business, right? Seeing the photo, Erica's eyes sparkled with excitement as she spoke. No, I don't plan on taking over my dad's company. My brother is helping out there now and is the designated successor. I've always wanted to work in game development. My parents support me, and I'm currently making moves towards a career change. What? You're not taking over the company? Wanting to make games, what's that about? When I told Erica I had no intention of taking over my father's business, her mood visibly soured and her smile vanished. I'm not in the mood for a date anymore. I'm going home. Erica, what's wrong? Wait. Ignoring my pleas, Erica grabbed her bag and left. I was dumbfounded, unable to understand why she suddenly became upset. The next day, Erica called me out to talk, and I went to the cafe. Sitting at a table in the back, I waited for Erica. When she entered with a man I didn't know and approached me confidently, sitting down across from me. She entered with a man I didn't recognize, and without hesitation, she walked up to me and sat down in the chair facing me. "Erica, who's this guy next to you?" I asked Erica, confused, but she ignored my question and bluntly said, "We're breaking up. I have no interest in someone who doesn't want to take over their family's business and chases some foolish dream of making games without any money. I wish I could get my time back." Erica sighed deeply and pulled the arm of the man next to her closer. "This guy, he's a real president. His father's company is big, and he's wealthy and very respectable. Quite different from you. We're dating now. We won't contact you anymore, and we'll never see each other again. That's the situation." I was speechless, unable to find any words. "Nice to meet you, Erica's ex. She told me about you, the guy living in dreamland. It's funny to think she dated someone like you. Well, we're together now. So, you, who can't become a president or have any money, please give up." The man Erica brought with her snickered at me and pulled her closer to him. Erica was giggling maliciously. Was Erica only with me because my dad's company was doing well, and not because she actually liked me? I was so shocked that I could only stare blankly as the two of them got up from their seats, linked arms, and walked away. After that, Erica quit the adult volleyball club. I wanted to continue playing, so I was secretly relieved when Erica left, and I never contacted her again. What an unpleasant memory. I sighed, recalling the bitter memories from 3 years ago. To think that the man next to Erica would be working at the same company. It's an unwelcome coincidence, but my work has been fulfilling, and today was the first time I ran into him. It seems we're in different departments, so there shouldn't be much interaction. To clear away the painful memories, I vigorously drank some water from my bedside and covered myself with a blanket, falling asleep right after. The next day, as I was passing through the office entrance and heading to the elevator hall, I saw the last person I wanted to meet waiting for the elevator. The man who stole Erica from me 3 years ago and insulted me. Coupled with the memories that resurfaced yesterday, my disdain for this man was swirling even more now that I had run into him again. Noticing my gaze, he turned around, and our eyes met. He seemed surprised, took a step back, and looked around uneasily. Ever since reuniting with this man for the first time in 3 years, something about his attitude had been bothering me. He used to be more arrogant, exuding confidence in his demeanor. The man standing before me now showed no trace of that, appearing nervous and suspicious. When the elevator arrived, he hurriedly got in and tried to close the door before I could enter. "Hey." I wanted to get on the elevator too, so I raised my voice in protest, but he ignored me and closed the door, leaving me in the elevator hall. What's that all about? I pressed the button for the next elevator, resenting the fact that he didn't let me on the only one available. During lunch break, I went to the cafeteria and saw my coworker, Noland. Noland and I are the same age and get along so well we go out for drinks privately. "Noland, you're hitting up the cafeteria today too." "Hey, Ethan." "Yeah, I wasn't feeling like going out to eat today. Thinking about having some pasta." I bought chicken wings and sat down next to Noland. Glancing up, I saw the man who had gone up in the elevator without me this morning at a table across the room. He's here at the cafeteria too. Today is just not my day. Noticing my reaction, Noland asked curiously, "What's with the wide eyes, man? Something happened?" Hearing Noland's question, I suddenly thought, Erica had mentioned 3 years ago that he was going to be the next president of the company. True to her words, he's probably going to be the next president of this company. Nolan has been with the company longer than I have. He might know more about him. "Hey, Nolan, that guy sitting over there at the table, he's the next president of this company, right?" I discreetly pointed him out to Nolan, making sure not to draw his attention. Oh, that guy. McLean, was it? Honestly, I'm not sure myself. He's kind of low-key, and I've never really seen him talking with other employees. He's the next president. I didn't know that. I was taken aback by Nolan's unexpected response. Is it really the same person? The McLean Nolan mentioned had the exact appearance of the man who left with Erica 3 years ago. But if it were him from 3 years ago, I'd expect him to be loudly proclaiming his future presidency, not being described as low-key and unclear. The existence of McLean became even more puzzling to me. Who exactly is he? On the following Friday, after finishing some overtime, I was getting ready to leave. It was 8 p.m. My stomach growled loudly. Hungry, I decided to have dinner at a diner near the station before heading home. As I approached the alley near the station, I knew passing through here would lead me to the diner I was aiming for. While I was pondering what to eat from the menu, I saw McLean a little further down the road, looking around restlessly. Looking around, was he searching for something? His behavior was clearly odd. As I walked closer, observing him from a distance, McLean entered a multi-tenant building. Relieved that it could have been awkward had I run into him, I headed to the diner. After satisfying my hunger at the diner and leaving, I saw McLean's back. Judging by the direction, he was probably heading to the station. I keep running into him today. Thinking this, I maintained a distance and walked towards the station. While keeping an eye on McLean, I noticed something fluttering out of his pocket. Unaware that he had dropped it, McLean continued walking. I picked up the paper McLean had dropped and called out to him. Mr. McLean, you dropped this, Mr. Terry McLean. What's this? I was shocked by what was written on the paper and lost my voice. McLean turned around briskly, snatched the paper from me. His forehead was glistening with sweat, his face pale. Mr. McLean, I'm sorry, but I saw the paper. Are you in debt? The paper McLean had dropped was a loan statement for $20,000. At my words, McLean's shoulders visibly jerked. No, this is, His flustered demeanor made it clear to me that I had hit the nail on the head. I shouldn't be one to say, not knowing the situation, but that's a significant amount of money, isn't it? McLean, looking guilty, fell silent. Mr. McLean, is there something going on? There's nothing. Really, nothing at all. McLean's voice lacked conviction. Sweat covered the forehead of his pale face. It doesn't look like nothing to me. Mr. McLean, you don't look so good either. Shut up. Leave me alone. I can't just leave you alone. Not after seeing this. I know it might be nosy of me, but I like to think of everyone at the company as teammates. I joined this company because I love video games. You know, games are all about working together to fight. I really like that. So, it doesn't feel right to just ignore this. McLean's eyes widened. He bit his lip, trembling slightly. Teammates. Even me. Yeah. Well, it's just how I feel. But if there's something you can tell me, please talk to someone you trust. Don't carry it all by yourself. And if there's anything I can do, let me know. I want to help. McLean seemed like he wanted to say something but then turned on his heel and ran off. Hey, Mr. McLean. After he disappeared from sight, someone tapped me on the shoulder from behind. Whoa. Startled, I let out a weird sound and turned around quickly. Ms. Long. Out of nowhere, my supervisor, Ms. Long, was standing behind me. Ethan, sorry for startling you. Though her tone was gentle, Ms. Long's face was serious. Ms. Long, how long have you been there? I wondered where Ms. Long had been listening from. I wondered how much of my conversation with McLean she had heard. I timidly asked Ms. Long. I'm sorry for eavesdropping. I followed you and it seemed like a difficult time to interrupt. I see. So, she might have heard me asking McLean about his debt. As I struggled to find the right words, Ms. Long said with a sad expression, it seems like he's got some issues. I didn't understand why she looked so sad. It seems so. He didn't share anything with me, though. Ethan, you are taking the train, right? Me too. Shall we go to the station together? Led by Ms. Long, we walked to the station together. I talked about trivial things like how cold it was today and that it might snow tomorrow, but I felt like I shouldn't bring up McLean's debt, so I didn't mention it. Ms. Long also didn't bring up anything about McLean. After seeing her off on her train, I was overwhelmed by an indescribable feeling. The memory of McLean's desperate, pale face when he realized I had seen the loan document, and Ms. Long's sad expression, wouldn't leave my mind. A week later, I attended the company's annual barbecue. This social event, including members from other departments, is held annually with the aim of fostering camaraderie throughout the company. McLean was also present at the venue, but as soon as he saw me, he clearly avoided me and moved to a different table. The event was family-friendly, allowing family members and significant others to join, creating a warm atmosphere. Ethan, good job today. Let's enjoy ourselves. I saw your favorite cocktail over there, so I got you one. Want it? As I was grilling a large amount of meat, Ms. Long approached me with a smile. She was holding a can of my favorite brand of cocktail in her hand. Ms. Long, you remembered. Thank you, I'll enjoy this. She remembered the brand of cocktail I mentioned I liked when we once talked about our favorite drinks and brought it for me. I tried to contain my excitement as I took the cocktail from her hand and took a sip. The carbonation went down my throat, and the refreshing tartness felt good. This is delicious. This cocktail is definitely my favorite. I'm glad. Ethan, you've been grilling meat for everyone. I really like that about you. How kind you are. Ms. Long's unexpected compliment made my heart race. The word like might not have a deep meaning, but it made me very happy. I had been secretly planning to confess to Ms. Long after this company barbecue, so her seemingly interested comment made me mentally fist pump. As we were finishing up grilling the meat and getting ready to eat, I heard a familiar voice. Hello, a familiar voice echoed. Could it be Erica? As I looked up in surprise, sure enough, Erica, who had dumped me harshly 3 years ago, was standing at the entrance of the venue. She was dressed in high-end accessories and an expensive-looking coat. Her attire was clearly out of place. Erica, why are you here? You weren't invited. As I stood there dumbfounded, McLean exclaimed in surprise and ran over to Erica. Surprised. I sneakily checked your schedule. If there's a company gathering, you should invite me. As the future president's wife, I need to greet everyone, right? Erica ignored McLean's attempt to stop her and strutted into the venue. Frozen with a paper plate in hand, my eyes met Erica's. As soon as she saw me, Erica walked towards me with a malicious smile, as if she had found something amusing. Ethan, long time no see. Did you transfer to my fiance's company? Still the unimpressive regular employee. You hadn't changed a bit in 3 years. Seems like you haven't changed either, Erica. I calmly responded to Erica, who was unmistakably the same in a bad way. Erica then turned her gaze to Ms. Long beside me and started sizing her up. Is this lady your new girlfriend? Plain looking, no flair. Perfect match for you, Ethan. Erica had mistaken Ms. Long for my new girlfriend. This time, she started making snide remarks towards Ms. Long. Ms. Long is far more wonderful than you, Erica. You're just looking for flaws to criticize. I was infuriated by Erica's words towards Ms. Long. Ms. Long had patiently and kindly guided me, a newcomer to the game industry with no experience. She was always intelligent, never judging people by their surface or wealth like Erica, a truly beautiful woman. Yet, I was thoroughly fed up with Erica for hurling such harsh words at Ms. Long upon their first meeting. What? I'm wearing more expensive clothes and am a higher class woman, yet you're acting tough. Silly. Well, it's fine. You two plain ones are a perfect match. Erica started laughing loudly. Erica, stop it. McLean tried desperately to calm Erica down, but she wouldn't listen. I can't just sit quietly while being ridiculed by such lowlifes, right? Terry is going to be the next president of this company, and I, as his fiancée, will become the president's wife. Such a regular employee like you, I'll have you fired, fired. Erica's voice echoed through the venue, and I could tell that people around us were glancing over, wondering what was happening. Erica, please lower your voice a bit, McLean said, looking around at the company employees who were watching from a distance, trying to calm Erica down. Are you not upset, Terry? The president's wife is being ridiculed. What do you think about that as a future president? I am. Come on, say something. Terry. At that moment, McLean, trembling, seemed to make a decision and said, I can't become the president. McLean's voice rang out. Hearing this, Erica froze, confusion evident on her face. What do you mean you can't become the president? I have debts. If my father finds out about the significant debt I have, he won't let me succeed him. Debt? Why would you have debts? Aren't you the son of the president? Weren't we rich? Were you deceiving me? McLean shook his head. I wasn't deceiving you. I just wanted to make Erica happy. My father is a prudent man. He doesn't just hand out money because I'm his son. But I wanted to make Erica happy. to give her anything she wanted. Eventually, my savings started to dwindle, and I took out loans. Stop joking, Terry. That's not a funny joke. As McLean confessed, Erica muttered in a weak voice and staggered backward. Erica was important to me. I truly liked her. I'm just an ordinary-looking guy without any particular business acumen. The only thing I could be proud of was being the son of a president. I thought Erica would dislike me if I said I had no money. That's why I couldn't bring it up. But now, I don't want to lie about myself by going into debt anymore. It's a lie. Erica seemed to be in shock at McLean's words. Unable to believe what was happening before her eyes, she staggered towards the exit and then left. As Erica's figure disappeared from view, McLean turned back to face Ethan and Ms. Long and apologized. Ethan, Ms. Long, I'm really sorry for my girlfriend's rude remarks. I felt a complex mix of emotions. Just wanting to please his girlfriend, Erica, without wanting to be disliked due to his strong feelings. McLean couldn't say no to her demands and continued to fulfill her desires by taking on debt. I had thought he was a terrible person with a bad personality 3 years ago, but perhaps he was just defending himself with strong words due to his lack of confidence. It's okay. I was angry about her attacking Ms. Long, but I don't think you need to apologize, McLean. McLean listened to my words as if absorbing them, looking apologetic. He then turned on his heel and started running after Erica, who had left. Watching him go, Ms. Long, who had been silent all this while, looked into my face and said, Ethan. Suddenly, having Ms. Long's face so close made my heart race. Ethan, thank you for getting angry on my behalf. Ms. Long, it must have been surprising to be spoken to like that by someone you just met. I'm sorry. She was actually my girlfriend 3 years ago. It's okay. What matters is Ethan. You are someone who sincerely cares for others. Not just for me, but for my younger brother too. Younger brother. I pondered Ms. Long's words. Younger brother. I must have looked very confused. Ms. Long looked at my face and chuckled softly. Ethan, you look like a deer caught in headlights. You know, I'm McLean's sister. What? My voice cracked in surprise. I had no idea that Ms. Long was McLean's sister. McLean is my younger brother. I use my mother's surname at work, so you didn't realize. I remembered the sad expression on Ms. Long's face when I stumbled upon her after picking up McLean's loan document and asking him about it. I didn't understand why she looked so sad then, but knowing she was McLean's sister and worried about her younger brother made sense. My father has always been strict about the successor being male. My younger brother was spoiled and never scolded as a child. As we got older, he started to look down on me and wouldn't listen to anything I said. Even when I told him to stop acting beyond his means, he wouldn't listen. I see. But why do you use your mother's surname? My father never intended to make me his successor because I'm a woman, and I didn't want everyone at work to treat me differently because I'm the president's daughter. I wanted to work as Long, not as the president's daughter. Thinking back, I realized I had never heard Ms. Long mention that she was the president's daughter or that the president's son, McLean, was her younger brother. She was always straightforward and sincere in her work. In her view, power or lineage didn't matter when it came to work. That's very like you, Ms. Long. Straightforward and admirable. My honest thoughts spilled out. Admirable. That's kind of embarrassing to hear. Thank you. I'm glad. Ms. Long's ears turned red. Hearing this story, my affection for Ms. Long only grew stronger. I really like Ms. Long. Ms. Long, I like you. Before I knew it, I had blurted out my confession. Seeing the surprised look on Ms. Long's face made me realize what I had done. You don't have to answer right now. I'm sorry for springing this on you so suddenly. I could feel my face burning up. After saying that, I didn't wait for her response and went back to join my colleagues. A week later, as I was about to return to the office after lunch, I unexpectedly ran into McLean, whom I hadn't seen around the office for a while. Ethan. As soon as McLean saw me, he shook my hand violently. McLean. What's going on? I hurriedly told him, and McLean began to speak. I came to apologize properly to you, Ethan. 3 years ago, I took Erica from you and said terrible things. And this time, I caused a scene at the company event, and Erica behaved terribly. I'm really sorry. I no longer harbored any resentment towards McLean. I could somewhat understand the desire to show off as a man, and McLean's apology seemed heartfelt. "McLean, it's okay now. I'm not angry, nor do I hold a grudge against you." McLean teared up as he looked at me. "I told my father about the debt I took on to impress my girlfriend. He was furious, and I've been given a condition to work live-in at a subsidiary to repay the debt. Today will be my last day coming to this company. I plan to start over and work sincerely from scratch, this time without pretending to be someone I'm not." Hearing McLean speak, his tone firm, I felt genuinely happy that he was striving to be his true self. I was truly happy that he was determined to start over and be his genuine self from scratch. I think that's really great. I'm rooting for you, McLean. "Thank you, Ethan. I've heard about you from my sister. She said you're hardworking and honest, someone she can truly trust. Please take good care of my sister." Saying this, McLean thanked again, and his face seemed a bit brighter than before. I felt bashful at McLean's words and could feel my face heating up. Take care of his sister, huh? Even though I had impulsively confessed to Ms. Long, she hadn't changed her behavior towards me. She didn't act awkwardly when we bumped into each other at the company, treating me the same as always. After all, she's the daughter of the president, and me, just a regular employee. There's no way I could match up. I thought so, and didn't delve deeper into that matter. A month had passed since McLean left the company. Ms. Long was nominated as a candidate for the next president and appointed to a managerial position. It was a decision made by the president, who appreciated her work. For a president who held the belief that the successor must be male, this was an exceptional decision. Ms. Long was very happy and joyously shared with me that her father had apologized for being bound by the old notion that only men could be successors. "Congratulations on your nomination as the next president, Ms. Long." "Thank you, Ethan. My father said he was sorry for insisting that the successor had to be male, apologizing for the outdated mindset. I'm really happy that my hard work has been recognized," Ms. Long said with a blooming smile. I felt happy seeing her smile, but at the same time, she seemed a bit more distant, which made me feel a bit lonely. "Ms. Long, you have a lot of trust from your colleagues, and your work is always meticulous and accurate. The company's performance has been skyrocketing, which is truly great." "Thank you. Hey, there's something else I want to talk about. Is that okay?" Ms. Long gestured towards the empty break room and beckoned me. Following her lead, I entered the break room. Ms. Long closed the door behind her with her back, cleared her throat, then looked me in the eyes. "I like you, Ethan. Will you go out with me?" I froze for a moment, taking a few seconds to process her words. No, a daughter of the president, that's not a good match for me. Please forget about what I said the other time. It was a confession from someone I had liked for a long time. I was truly happy, but I'm just a regular employee who has been with the company for only a year. The thought of Ms. Long being subjected to strange rumors if she dated me made me feel guilty. "I like you, Ethan, for being straightforward and honest, and for sincerely caring about others' problems. It doesn't matter if we're a good match or not. I want you by my side because it's you, Ms. Long." Her words made my eyes well up. "Okay, Ethan. This is an order from the future president. Date me," Ms. Long said with a playful smile, half joking. Though she was smiling, tears welled up in her eyes. I found Ms. Long so endearing at that moment. I hugged her. "If it's an order, I have no choice." "Thank you, Ms. Long. I've liked you for more than half a year now. If you're okay with me, I'd love to date you." Ms. Long's face brightened, and she showed a lovely smile. I thought to myself, I want to see this smile by my side forever. 2 months after we started dating, Ms. Long and I began living together. It's a 1-bedroom apartment close to the station, convenient for commuting. Watching Ms. Long cooking dinner in the kitchen, I suddenly remembered McLean. "By the way, how's your younger brother doing?" Since McLean left the company, I heard Ms. Long had been in touch with him. I wondered if he was doing well at his new placement. Ms. Long turned around, smiled, and nodded. "My younger brother. It seems he's still with Erica. Apparently, her family was struggling with money, and since she was young, she became fixated on it. She wanted to feel secure by dating someone wealthy." "I see. Indeed, Erica was a woman who seemed too obsessed with money. Was it because of the environment she grew up in?" Erica apologized to him. She said she's sorry for always assuming he had money and pressuring him into debt. She realized that he was the first person to love her for who she is inside, not for her looks, and recognized how important his presence is. She suggested they work together to pay off the debt. Younger brother was really happy about it. I see. That's really great for both McLean and Erica. Hearing Ms. Long's story made me feel warm inside, knowing Erica acknowledged her faults and they are continuing their relationship harmoniously. I stood next to Ms. Long, who was cooking, and wrapped an arm around her shoulder. Ms. Long smiled happily. Seeing her smile made me happy, and I gently stroked her head. It's easy to judge a person's worth by their status, honor, or wealth. But I've learned the importance of communicating heart to heart and understanding someone's inner self. You don't have to pretend to be perfect on the outside. It's about seeing someone's inner self and cherishing those who care for you in return. I plan to live each day honestly and sincerely from now on.